All right, let's talk about something we all do. Filling up our cars. You pull up to the pump and you see that word, premium. It sounds better, right? Like it's the best you can give your car. But what if I told you it might just be one of the most common ways we all waste money?
I mean, really think about it. Are you paying extra every single week for something your car gets absolutely no benefit from? It's a simple question, but the answer could literally be saving you hundreds of dollars a year. And we're not talking about small change here. Look at this number. Americans waste over $2 billion a year on premium gas for cars that don't need it. $2 billion. That's a mind-boggling amount of cash. So to figure out why this is happening, we need to understand what we're actually paying for at the pump. So it all comes down to that number you see on the button, 87, 89, 93. That's the octane rating. But what on earth does that number actually mean? Okay, this is probably the most important slide on them all, because it's about what octane isn't. It is not a measure of power. It doesn't mean the gas is cleaner or has more energy. All an octane rating tells you is how stable the fuel is. Think of it as the fuel's self-control, how much it can be squeezed before it just explodes on its own. And to see why that's important, we got to take a quick peek inside your engine.
So in a healthy engine, it's this perfectly timed four-step dance, right? Fuel and air go in, a piston squeezes it super tight, and then, at the exact right millisecond, the spark plug fires. That controlled explosion is what gives you power. But what happens when that perfect timing gets all messed up?
Well, you get this nasty thing called engine knock. This happens when the fuel isn't stable enough for the engine's pressure, and it just combusts on its own before the spark plug tells it to. That premature ignition creates this horrible knocking or pinging sound, and it's not just annoying, it's inefficient and can cause real damage over time.
And that brings us to the whole point of this. Higher octane fuel is simply more stable. It can handle more pressure without self-destructing. It's designed specifically for high-performance engines, think sports cars or heavy-duty trucks, that create a ton of compression. For most of our everyday cars, that extra stability is just overkill. So, if the science is that straightforward, why are so many of us still pushing the premium button? Well, it turns out this has less to do with what's happening in our engines and more to do with what's happening in our brains. I mean, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? The power of marketing is real. Our car is a huge investment, and we want to take care of it. We see words like premium, supreme, or ultimate, and we automatically think we're giving our car a special treat, buying it the good stuff. But here's a little dose of reality. For the vast majority of cars on the road, we're talking 9 out of 10, regular old 87 octane is exactly what they're designed for. Only a small sliver, mostly high-end luxury and performance cars, actually need that more expensive fuel.
Okay, let's bust another huge myth, the idea that premium gas is cleaner. Now, it's true that all gasoline in the US has detergents to keep your engine clean, and some brands go above and beyond with what's called top-tier gas. But here's the secret. That top-tier standard applies to all of their fuel grades. You get those same extra cleaning agents whether you buy regular, mid-grade, or premium.
All right, so how can you know for sure what your specific car needs? Well, the answer is actually hiding in plain sight. You just have to know the difference between two very important little words. Your car's owner's manual is the final word on this. If it says premium required, then you have to use it, no ifs, ands, or buts. But if it says premium recommended, that's the key. That means the car is smart enough to run perfectly fine on regular, even if you might get a tiny bit more performance out of premium. And if it says regular, well, then you know premium is a total waste. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but wait, I have a turbocharger. Doesn't that mean I need premium? And it's a good question. Turbocharged engines have become super popular, jumping from being in just 10% of cars to almost half in just 1 decade. And yes, they do create more pressure.
But here's the coolest part. Your car is probably way smarter than you realize. Modern engines are packed with tiny sensors that are constantly listening for the first sign of that engine knock. The moment they detect it, they instantly adjust the engine timing on the fly to work with whatever fuel is in the tank. So for those premium recommended cars, the engine just adapts. It's amazing technology.
And, getting this right is becoming a bigger deal financially because the price for picking the wrong pump has been getting steeper and steeper.
Just look at this. A decade ago, the difference between regular and premium was maybe 20 or 30 cents a gallon. Today, that gap has exploded. It's often 50, 60 cents, and in some places, it's over $1.20 per gallon. That adds up so fast over the course of a year.
So what gives? Why the huge price difference? Well, there are a couple of things going on. There are some supply issues with the special additives needed to boost octane. But there's also a bit of a business strategy at play. A lot of times, when overall gas prices go down, gas stations will keep the price of premium artificially high to protect their profit margins.
Now, looking down the road, this could all change. Things like corn-based ethanol, which is naturally very high octane, might make high-octane fuel a lot cheaper in the future for super-efficient engines. But that's the future. For the car that's sitting in your driveway right now, the choice is pretty clear. So let's bring it all home. After all this science and psychology and economics, what's the simple, easy way you can put more money back into your wallet starting, well, today?
This quote from an expert really says everything. When you put expensive premium gas into a car that only needs regular, you're not getting better performance, it's not cleaning your engine any better, you get absolutely nothing. You are literally just burning cash.
So here it is, your super easy 5-second checklist. The next time you fill up, just pop open your fuel door and check the sticker. For the final definitive answer, take 2 minutes and look in your owner's manual. Use the fuel your car was designed for and stop paying a premium for nothing.
It's really one of the simplest ways to save a significant amount of money over time. So, after hearing all this, the only question left is, what are you going to do with all that extra cash?